They're still talking in my head. Here's my life. I'm like not focused because they made me sick all morning and they kept me up. This is the fourth night in a row where the voices in my head have deprived me of sleep. And then they're making me sick on top of it. Like my stomach is queasy. My eyes, like behind my eyes, I feel this like a fluid buildup. All I want to do is rub my eyes. Lots of like fluid build up here in my on my scalp, and just the voices are making me sick, pulling on my face. Like they're making me sick. الكلبة اللي قاعدة, okay, inside my, while talking in my head, she keeps calling me a كلبة. كلبة means dog. That piece of shit كلبة اللي قاعدة تقعد تقول أنا كلبة وقاعدة to talk in my head. الشرموطة دي هنشوف اللي هيحصل لها دي. She's sitting there talking in my head. كلبة ها؟ طب هوريكي. Sorry, I'm talking to the voices in my head. Bye, baby. How are they gonna know? Is this psycho terrorist is talking in my head, dude? He's like, they're trying to get you to fear the general public because Big Brother and Central Intelligence Agencies and federal agencies, and they're all after them. All these big names like Bill Gates and Elon Musk, and they're done talking. They're washing their hands of these terrorists. They want to come down. They want to surveil the planet, and then they want to sentence them to death. And after what I'm experiencing and what's going on with me, I absolutely understand why. The terrorists are trying to shove drugs down my throat, trying to say, if I say I don't want you to be a good mom, like they want to say like, okay, hey, this person's going to be a drug addict. This is how they want to deal with people. They want to use this weapon to do that. So if you don't fit into what their plan is for you, like they want to force feed it into your into your life. I want them sentenced to death, and I'm not joking. I'm done talking. They're talking in my head. I'm not joking. Ha 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 ha. I'm talking to that terrorist in my head. I'm done talking. She's just fucking mad because it's not a joke to me at all. She thinks that I'm ugly. No, what she's saying is she's deteriorating my health, so I'm aging quickly. Which means that's murder. That's shaving years off people's life. She's talking in my head. I have to go get meds for it. I'm being institutionalized. I have to go, like, this is insane. I want them sentenced to death. I don't take drugs. I don't drink. I don't smoke. If you don't believe me, I voluntarily will go with you anytime you choose to go get drug tested so you can see that there is nothing in my system whatsoever. If I ever have anything in my, and this is the honest to God truth, it's to lose weight, and I've taken phentermine. That is the only thing that I've ever done, and I'm not addicted to it. After this, I'm attempting to drop weight right now. If in 2 months I don't drop the 10 pounds, which I've dropped in like 2 weeks, okay? Within that 2 month span, the minute I drop that weight, I'm done. Okay? If I gain it, which these terrorists want me to do, they keep playing with me to make it look like I'm on drugs. They keep abusing me to make it seem that way. They're terrorists. They're playing with my vitals. Sometimes my pressure drops. Sometimes it shoots up. Sometimes they're playing. My hair fell out by the chunks, and then they're warning me not to tell everyone that I hear them in my head and not to repeat what they're saying. Because they're actually disclosing on the record what they're doing, but and they can get away with what they're doing if I don't sit there and go explain to a medical professional that I'm not feeling well, I'm done. Those are clearly, those are legal documents. There is absolutely no way they're getting away with this. I'm done talking. I know what's going on and I'm not playing. I know that they're watching and I know who they're watching. And I know there's they got a little map, the Central Intelligence Agents. They got informants out on the loose watching what's going on in, around who these terrorists are claiming are suspects to crimes. Okay, so the CIA doesn't believe the terrorists that are talking in my head because they're using this telepathy weapon to so-called surveil because they're victims of a bigger crime, and now they're being their businesses are losing business and whatever. They want to run this whole all this straight up garbage. Like every freaking thing from start to finish is a bullshit lie. And they're sitting here, and the Central Intelligence Agents have private informants that are running around to witness the targeted not targeted individuals, but the victims of this, or the whoever, the people that they've claimed are suspects to a crime, which I am not. I'm not a criminal in any way, shape, or form. But they want to make sure that the voices that we hear in our heads as what now labeled schizophrenics, okay, but the people that are being labeled schizophrenics, they want to know if the people are really hearing the voices outside, because what happened, it's just, there's a mess of stuff going on. There are I know what's going on. They have informants running around. They have surveillance cameras running around. Google has their Google Earth has that the maps. They're running the GPS tracking system, so they have dibs on everyone. Target has cameras everywhere. Okay, you walk into a Target, you walk into a Walmart, you walk into any of those stores, they have cameras everywhere. Okay, so not only that, now you have these departments of defense, and they're highly classified, and there's this huge map. Okay, this is what I envision. Okay, it's like the map of the world, and on that map are several of us. Okay, well, I'm not saying I'm a targeted individual. I've been diagnosed schizophrenic. Okay. So to all the people that are hearing voices in their head that are also being investigated, okay, using a telepathy technology, okay, I envision this map, and on that map, look at my bald spot, everyone. They want to highlight what they've done. Okay, so, because they keep saying it in my head. What I envision is this huge map, and on that map is, when your name gets called, your little light just pops up on this map in the Central Intelligence Agency, wherever they hold these classified records, and wherever they have higher regulations or agencies regulating over those confidential informants, right? So they'll sit there and they'll watch, and then anytime any one of these people that are talking in our head is to say someone else's name, for example, they say my mom's name or something, and they have the right to investigate my mom and know what money she's spending, where she's getting it from, because they're saying, oh, they're laundering money. Maybe they're saying that about us, which is obviously complete bullshit. It's complete bullshit. So my mom, they say my mom's name in my head. What I imagine, because I'm sitting here really paying attention to these terrorist tramps in my head, okay? And I'm like, okay, this piece of shit keeps calling people's names and random people, right? So why is she saying people's names, right? And all I can imagine is every time she does that, where the Central Intelligence Agents are, the actual United States CIA sits, that person's their number blinks as well. right? And then you have all these different central, so you have me as a target, you have, let's say, not a target, I'm being investigated, my one of my friends from church is being investigated, and you have this person being investigated, and my mom is like the central point where she basically is, she can be of any three of our investigations. So the terrorist talking in my head, anytime they've they've done anything, they have to say, hey, I've done this, right? Because their actual, whenever they hit that button, okay, I'm not exactly quite sure, like I'm starting to think, but it seems, I'm sorry, he's playing with my head because I hesitated, so he found an opportunity. When that my mom's button, like, light blinks and the Central Intelligence Agency gets a report like, okay, Nora's being watched right now by one of these informants, right? Then one of these terrorists says my mom's name in my head. So all I can think of is, well, what? Okay. Why? I mean, they must be that they're investigating her, and they're saying it in my head, and they're disclosing. Now, as to why don't they just screw over their other, and then I start to think, well, there's money involved, and then it's like, okay, if at the very least, okay, and I'm because they have to think like worst case scenario, they get caught up in. I've made it very difficult for them to disguise their records, right, or manipulate them. Then the people that they're working with can possibly, if there's a possibility of them getting away with it, then rather them take the responsibility, and then they will, on the behalf of the terrorists that are talking in my head, figure something out, because there are families, there's money, there's all kinds of stuff involved, and that's all I keep thinking. I'm trying to make sense of it all. They're disclosing what they're doing in your head. So shut the fuck up. Don't sit there and listen to loud music, and do not do drugs, and allow them to talk. Develop some thick skin. These are liars. They're disclosing. Because they don't want, each one of them, there's money involved, and they're trying their hardest to, or they want to keep their funds separate from each other so it doesn't all get dragged in. So when the Central Intelligence Agencies start dragging them in to be investigated for talking into your head using this telepathy weapon, it's only, a bag of whatever the bigger sum is that is being audited. So it's not like the entire organization is going down at once. That's what they're attempting to do. So I'm telling you, shut up, let them talk. They're terrorists in your head. I understand it is misery. But don't let them get away with it. The Central Intelligence Agencies are trying to get to the bottom of it. If they can hear them loud and clear, if you sit there and you're in front of cameras all day long, let them watch you all day long. Okay? They don't have, you're leaving them zero wiggle room. You are leaving the confidential informants zero wiggle room. Okay, that's one. Two, go get your medical records. Prove that there are injuries. If you have brain damage, it's going to show up either on an MRI. Just continue to go. Shrinkage will show in your brain. Too much exposure to whatever it is that they're using to talk into your head will cause damage. Continue to go. Do not blame anybody. Do not say you know who it is, because you don't. Central Intelligence Agencies got this. All you got to do is play your part. Be consistent, go to work, stay with your kids. If you have kids, stay at home, go to a shelter, keep it consistent, build your life, and stay adamant. Build thick skin. Stop trying to act like you know what's going on when you don't. I'm telling you, these terrorists are psycho. They're trash. They're manipulative losers. They sit there and they're trying to play on your confidence, on your ego, to abuse you. And I hear a lot of you, and I see what's going on, and it's working on some of you. Get up, go smile, go see people, Don't let it get to you. If you're sick, call 911. If you did drugs and you're a target, call 911. Don't care. Do it. Okay? Go do it. I'm not saying do drugs. I'm just saying do not avoid seeing medical professionals. These terrorists want to sit there and call you negligent. They're going to leave you at when you're on your last string, hun. I'm telling you, the whole time they're there, you make sure you provide records so these bitches can't run at all.